Hey guys, welcome back to GWiz Academy. In this video, we are going to talk about an interesting concept in Python that is nothing but Python lists. So what exactly is this list and why do we use it? Let's go ahead and explore. In our past videos, we have seen that we can simply assign a value to a particular variable, right? So what if I want to add a series of values to a particular variable? What exactly do I mean? Let's say I have names of friends. Let's say uh, Rakesh, Vishal, Vipul, Amar, Santosh, right? So these are list of friends. Or let's say these are the names of my friends and these are the list of friends. Okay. So what if I want to add, what if I want to create a variable for this? What we need to do? We need to create a variable friend1 and assign this value, friend2 assign this value, friend3 assign this value, friend4 assign this value, friend5 assign and this value. But it consumes 5 lines, and also we are creating 5 different buckets, memory buckets. So that is an inefficient way to assign these values. So if we know that these are all these names can be categorized as a group, and is there a way through which we can assign it to a particular group, assign it as a group or a list? So what we have is we have a concept called as Python lists, through which we can add multiple datas. See, we use this square bracket syntax and use all these names and assign it to a special variable. Let's say the variable name is friends. Okay. So now this is what is called as list in Python. How to identify if it is a list or not? First thing is, as soon as you see this square bracket syntax, and as soon as you can see this multiple data available inside this square brackets, you can simply tell that it is a list. But still, for some reasons, if you have any doubts, what is the method to identify whether it is a list or not? So for that, what you need to do is get a type, use type function, this type function, to identify what is the data type of this particular variable or special variable or list name or whatever it is. To identify what exactly it is, you use this type function, and once you identify the identify the data type, then you can name it. Okay, this is a variable or this is a list or so what exactly. So inside this, I'll add friends. Okay, and this will evaluate the data type, but it will not print in an output. So we will not know. Python will know, but we will not know. So for us to know, what I need to do is I need to print the output, right? And inside this print function, I need to put all this, right? So let me save it, and if I run this command, as you can see, this is a list. Okay, so since this is a list, I can call it as friends is nothing but a list. Okay, so this is how we identify whether it is a list or not. Now let's go ahead and explore few concepts. Let me close this console. All right, so let's go ahead and explore few concepts like ordered, indexed, changeable, insert, adding, removing, and clearing, allow, duplicate, copy, join, and stuff like that. And we'll also go through these 3 challenges, right? So that we get a clear, very crystal clear understanding of what exactly is this list and how do we work around with this particular concept called as list. Perfect. So just remember that lists are ordered, it is changeable, and it contains duplicate value. It can contains duplicate values. And what exactly I mean, you will get this cleared by end of this video, right? So yeah, so let's get started. So what exactly do I mean when I say Python lists are ordered? Let's say if I try to add something to this particular list, add something. Let's say I want to add a new friend to this particular list. Okay, so what I need to do, the new friend's name is let's say Sanket. Okay, so I need to add this particular name to this list. So how do I do that? Let's say I'll use this list name. First thing is I'll use this list name friends and use this dot, right? And use a command, use a function called as append, and I'll add the value called as Sanket, right? That's it. It's as simple as that. Now save, and if I try to print the list now, save, and let's run the command, and let's see Rakesh, Vishal, Vipul, Amar, Santosh, and Sanket. So what happened here is Sanket name, the name of this particular friend got added in the last. So in an ordered sequential manner, it is getting added. So that's the reason we call Python list as an ordered. And there are a few other concepts, but we will not get into that deep right now. Right now, you need to understand that Python lists are ordered. Why? Because it has a sequence, it has a structure, and whenever we add or remove, whenever we try to add some new uh, variable, new content or new data to a particular list, it gets added sequentially in an order, right? So that's the simplest way to understand what is ordered. Now let's come to this concept called as indexed and accessible. So what exactly is indexed? If you go to our chapter called as strings, as you have seen that strings are indexed. What exactly did I mean? If this is a variable and this is a string that is inside this particular variable called as name, then the indexing starts from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And similarly, negative indexing starts from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So same thing, something similar happens here as well. So let's take this as an example. If this is a friends list, or right now, if right now I have Sanket as also added into this list. So what happens is, let's say, let's just take it as an example. And inside comments, I'll write it so that it is very clear for you. So right now we also have a new name, right? We have just added a new name called as Sanket. So I'll add this Sanket name as well. So just for your visualization, I'll create a chart here. So what I need to do, so the first data, right, the first value will take a place called as zeroth value, zeroth position, and then coming to the second one, it will take first 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Similarly, what will happen is from here to here, it is negative indexing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what I need to do, if it's a negative indexing, I'll have to type -6, -5, -4, -3, -2, -1, right? So how exactly is this working? So if it is a positive indexing, then it starts from left to right, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if it is a negative indexing, then it will start from right to left. So basically what happens is, if someone asks you what is the data that is available in the index -5, you will say Vishal is the name that is available in an index called as -5. If someone asks you what is the value of a data that is available in the index 3, you will clearly say on index 3 we have a name called as Amar. Okay, this way you can access the whole data of a particular list very clearly, right? So let's say if someone asks you what is in the third position, what is the data that is available in the third position? 0. What is the data that is available in the third position? It is 2. Third position is nothing but this one, Rakesh, Vishal, and Vipul, and the index is 2. And what is the value? Vipul. So let's say if someone asks you, tell me what is the value that is available on a list called as friends, you can simply access it by this square brackets. And what is the value, what is the index? Let's say if I want to pull this value called as Amar, I'll simply write 3 here and is equals to, or let's say print and I'll put this complete friends inside this print. What will now it happen is I'll print the output of a data that is available in the third position, third index position of this particular list called as friends. So let's save, and I should get an output called as Amar. Let's see. See, the name Amar got printed, right? So what happened here? I simply accessed the data through its index. So let's take one more example of negative indexing. Let's say I'll print a value of this particular list through its index, negative index here, especially if someone asks you what is the data that is available in a negative index of -5. Let's see what is the negative index of what is the data that is available in the negative index. So the right now, if you can guess it clearly, it will be nothing but Vishal, right? So let me quickly save and run this command. So the value is Vishal, right? So this way, what exactly is this happening is lists are clearly indexed in this manner, and because lists are clearly indexed in this manner, we are able to access a particular data within index through within list through their index values, right? So I can simply pull out this Amar name through its index 3, and I can simply pull a name Sanket through its index 5 or -1. Let's go and see. Let's print this friends with its index 5. Let me save it, and let's see if Sanket gets pulled out or not. Yes. And same thing, if I change this value to -1, what will happen? Save and run the program. Sanket, yeah. So each value has two values. Each data or value will have two index. So as per positive indexing, these are the indexes, and as per negative indexing, these are the values, right? So I think this thing is clear, right? So now let's move forward and go to our next concept, that is changeable or replacing. So what exactly I do? I mean here, lists are changeable. What exactly do I mean? Let's say if I call out a value called as Amar, okay? So this is a list right now that I have, okay? So what will I do is I'll simply type list friends and with an index of 3, okay? Now, what exactly is this? Python recognize this as Amar. So what I'll do is I'll assign a new value called as Rakesh, or let's say Gopal. Okay, I'll assign a new name called as Gopal to this particular value. So what will happen now if you print the whole friends list? Now if you see, the name Amar got replaced by a value called as Gopal. So as you can see, Rakesh, Vishal, Vipul, Gopal. Instead of Amar, now we have Gopal, Santosh and Sanket. So what happened here is through index, right? Through index, what I did here is I simply replaced the value of Amar, name Amar. So this is a reason we call lists, Python lists are changeable or replacing. What exactly this did is name Gopal replaced the name Amar by its index. By using its index, we successfully replaced, right? So this is the reason we say Python lists are changeable or replaceable, okay? Now let's go to the next concept called as inserting at a specified location. What exactly do I mean? We can use this function called as insert, and we can insert a specific value to a specific location. How do you do it? Let's say friends is the list. I'll use this insert function, insert. What is the location? Let's say I want to add something at the location with an index 5. So I'll simply type 5, comma, separated. And what is the value that I wanted to add? I'll simply add it inside a string, that is inside a double quotation, that is Jagu. Let's say I want to add this particular name at this particular index. Okay, so this is the command, and let's save it and let's run the command. And now what will happen? Nothing happened. So what I need to do, I need to print the output friends list and see what exactly it happened over there. So I'll type print friends, right? And then now save this and let's run this program. If you see, the name Jagu got added to the location with an index 5, and what happened is this Sanket name got shifted to the right. What happened is now the new friends list, what has been created after running this particular command, the Sanket got shifted and this particular Jagu name got inserted inside this particular location of index 5, right? This way we can simply insert a particular value at a particular location. It's simple, right? Now let's see what exactly append means. Append in the sense, simply you add a name. Let's say consider this as a name. Right now our this is our list, right? So let's copy this whole list. Okay, so this is our list, present list. Okay, so from here, let's say if I want to add a new name called as Amar, I have removed this name Amar, right? So let me add that name. So what will I do? I'll simply type friends and use this append function by using dot and append function parenthesis, and inside that I'll simply type a name called as Amar. That's it. And simply save this file and run the command, and you will see the name will get added. And how will you see? You, for that you need to print that output. So to print that output, I'll simply use this function print friends, right? Print friends. Now save and let's run the code. If you see, Amar got added. How? By using a function that's called as append. Inside append, we don't mention any sequence or location or something like that. We can simply type the name and it will get added to the end of this particular list, right? So that's why we say Python lists are ordered, right? I have shown this append function example already before. Now let's moving forward. So what exactly is this remove? Remove in the sense we need to remove the data, right? Remove the data from our list. So there are different methods through to which we can remove data. Let's say to remove data by value. What exactly do I mean? By exact value that you want to remove, you can simply use this function. Let's say friends and dot remove. What is the value that you want to remove? Let's say I would like to remove this name called as Amar. Okay, so save it and print friends to see the output. Now if you run this code, Amar got removed again, right? So what did we exactly do here? We used this function called as remove and we passed this value called as Amar. We set the code that remove Amar. That's it. It's as simple as that. And let's say if I want to remove by an index, let's say I don't know what exactly value, what exact value it holds, what exact name I need to remove. But if someone says that remove whatever data it is, if the data is available on the third index, then remove it. If someone asks me, so if someone gives me a task to remove a name that is available in an index 3, so what will I do is I'll use this friends list, and I'll use this function called as pop, and I'll pass this index value. If they say that, hey, remove a value or remove an item which is available on an index 3, so save it. And what this code will do is it will remove a value that is available on index 3. So what is available in the index 3 right now? If you see, right now our code is like, our list is Rakesh, Vishal, Vipul, Gopal, Santosh, Jagu, and Sanket. So 0, 1, 2, and 3. So Gopal is available. Gopal is the value that is available on the index 3. So as soon as we run this command called as pop3, so what it did is it removed Gopal. So if you don't believe me, simply print this friends list and let's see. As you can see, Rakesh, Vishal, Vipul, Santosh, Jagu, and Sanket. So Gopal has been removed. Why? Because it is available on the index 3, and we have simply told Python to remove a value from third index. If you want to remove a value by its name, exact name, then use this function called as remove. If you don't know what exactly value that particular item has, but you know what exact index you want to remove, then use this function called as pop. Right? And there is one more method. If you simply use this pop function, let's say friends dot pop, and use this parenthesis, simply use this without any key, passing any key into this particular function. So what happens is the last value of a list will be removed. If you don't pass any argument, or if you don't pass any index inside this pop function, what happens is it will remove the last item of the particular list. If you don't believe me, simply use this print function and see for yourself. Print friends and save it, and let's run this program and scroll down. As you can see, Sanket name has got removed, right? So this is how you use pop function, either by index or simply by using pop. And also this is how you use this function called as remove to play around with the list. Okay, so I know this video is very long, and if you're watching this video and if you're trying to understand what exactly is this Python list for the first time, then it might be slightly overwhelming. But please don't worry. This is extremely easy concept, and it holds extreme importance as well. So don't try to understand everything in a single watch. Do make sure that you watch it 2 to 3 times, and also pause this video again and again and practice whatever I'm saying by yourself, right? And wherever you get stuck or think that you got confused or somewhere, please let me know with the line of code. Ask me the question in Q&A section, right? All right, so now that we know how to use this pop function and how to use this remove function, how to use this append function, how to use this insert, how to change values through its index, and how to print values through its index, right? Accessibility and order. All these things we have clearly covered. Now let's go ahead and cover our next concept, that is clear. So what exactly is this clear? Let's say if this is a list, right? If this is what is the list? Let's say we have printed this friends list, right? So what is the current list? So Rakesh, Vishal, Vipul, Santosh, and Jagu. This is the final list. Okay, all right. So now let's say I want to remove all the items from my list. So what will I do? If in case I want to remove everything from my list called as friends, so I simply can type friends dot clear parenthesis, save this function, save this code, and run the code. So what will happen now is this code that I have just now written, this will clear the whole list, in the sense all the items inside this particular list will be deleted. And how do you know? Just print it out and see for yourself. Print friends, save, run. That's it. As you can see, all the list item names called as Rakesh, Vishal, Vipul, Santosh, and Jagu, everything got deleted. Okay, so this is how we use this clear function. There will be some scenarios where you want to delete everything from our list, from a particular list, if you want to remove everything from your list. But Still, there should be a list, but you need to remove all the items from the list. In that case, you need to use this function called as clear. And if you want to delete a whole list altogether, so what you will do is simply use delete keyword and friends. That's it. So what this will do is it will simply delete the whole list. So now if you try to print anything of, if you try to print the friends list, so what will happen now? Let's go ahead and see. Name friends is not defined. What exactly that means is there is no list called as friends right now, because we have deleted the friends list in itself. There is no list available. So let me just comment it off, right? So I hope you understood this concept. And you can also delete a particular value through this delete keyword as well by using this square brackets and mentioning its index. That particular item will be deleted. So yeah, go ahead and test it by yourself, right? And now let's move forward to the new concept called as allow duplicates. So let's say if I clear if I have used this clear function, right? So I'll comment it off this as well, so that I get my list. So this is the list. I got my list back because I commented off this delete and clear function. So what exactly do I mean by allow duplicates? So this is the list of friends: Rakesh, Vishal, Vipul, Santosh, and Jagu. So if this is a list, so let's say if I try to add one more name called as Vipul, let's say friends dot append Vipul. Okay, so save this code, and what I did is I'm trying to add this new name called as Vipul to this particular list. You might say, hey Rakesh, Vipul name is already available in our list, so why are you going to add one more Vipul name? So the thing is, there might be multiple members with same name, right? So we need to add both members name, obviously, right? Even if the names are similar, still they are two different people, right? So in those cases, we need to use duplicate values. Just because we have two Vipuls doesn't mean that it is the same, right? So that is the reason lists allow duplicate values. So let's now go ahead and print our friends and see what our list holds in it. Scroll down and see Rakesh, Vishal, Vipul, Santosh, Jagu, and Vipul. So there are two Vipuls right now in our list. This way, list can hold a duplicate value as well. That is the property of a list. Okay. And now let's say I want to create a copy of this list called as friends. I have two methods. Two methods in the sense I have two functions: copy function or list function. How to use copy function? Simply my next list, right? Whatever the name you want to assign, you can assign. My new next list is nothing but a copy of this old list called as friends dot copy. It's as simple as that. As soon as you write this, what will happen is it will generate a copy of this particular list called as friends and assign it a name called as my next list, right? For that, what you can do is you can simply print my next list and see it for yourself. Save and run this command. See, a new list has been created: Rakesh, Vishal, Vipul, Santosh, Jagu, and Vipul. So what exactly is this? This is not friends list. This is a new list that we created by using copy method or copy function. Similarly, you can use a construct function called as list as well. What is construct function? What is the difference between normal function and construct function? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We'll discuss about that later on. But for now, you need to understand that we can use this list function as well to create a new list. My third list is nothing but create a new list by using old list called as friends. It's as simple as that. Save and run the program. Scroll down, it doesn't print anything. So what I'll do, I'll print out my new list called as my third list. Okay, so now save it and run the program. As you can see, a new list has been created that is nothing but a copy of old list called as friends. These are the two methods, two ways through which we can create a copy of a list. Okay, so what we are learning here is we are trying to understand how to work with list, and this is very basic concepts. And if you are watching this video for the first time, don't worry at all. You don't have to imbibe or sync all this concept at once. This video is for your reference. You should be able to come back later whenever you want and see how you can work with lists, right? And watch this video again and again, three times, 4 times, 5 times, 10 times, and try to practice it. Pause the video, practice it, pause the video, practice it for every method or every whatever concept we are covering here, right? And try to get these concepts into your subconscious so that you get a very strong foundation on how to work with list. And trust me, this is an extremely important and very important concepts that we are clearing right now, that will very much help you while building complex logics, right? So we will see that in our later videos, so that in that stage you should not be confused at all, right? If that has to happen, you need to get these things right. Okay, so watch these videos again and again, and don't worry if you are not understanding it for the first time. Trust me, this is very simple concepts. You will get all these concepts into your head very soon, but try to make sure you practice it and watch this video again and again. Okay, and if you have any questions, definitely I am here to help you out. Right now, how to join two lists? How to join two lists? Let's say if I have a list called as friends and I have now list called as my next list. Okay, so there are two lists. So what I'll do is, let's say my fourth list is nothing but friends plus my next list. So what it does is I am creating a new list by adding two lists, friends list and my next list. I'm adding these two lists and creating a new list called as my fourth list. Simply save it, and now let me print my fourth list, save, and see for it yourself what will happen. What did it do is it joined two lists, right, by using this method by symbol plus, right? And what else, we can also use this function called as extend. How? I'll show you. Simply, let's say my third list. Okay, or let me simply let me create a new list, list 3, is nothing but A1, just a dummy list I'm creating quickly, A2, and A3. Okay, and I have a list called as list 4, which has a value B1, B2, B3. Okay, so let's consider we have two lists called as A1, A2, A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3. List 3 and list 4. So what if I want to add list 4 to list 3 itself, right? I don't want to create a new list out of here like this, but I will simply want to add these values to this particular list, list 3. So what I'll do, I'll simply type list 3 dot extend parenthesis. Inside parenthesis, I'll simply mention list 4. It's as simple as that. So what will happen now is if I try to print list 3, so what will be the value? All the values or all the items that are available in the list 4 will get added to the list 3. So if you see now, A1, A2, A3 and B1, B2, B3. All these list 4 items also got added to the list 3, and as soon as we printed list 3, we got all the values out as an output, right? So by this method we can use, this way we can use this function called as extend. By this way we can use this plus symbol to concatenate or to add to, or let's say we call it as joining two different lists. All right. These are some really key important functionalities that we have gone through right now, and let's go ahead and see some challenges or simple quick exercises, or let's say, right? So first thing is how to verify if a given variable is a list or not. It's extremely simple, since we have already covered 10 different chapters and now we have completed 11th chapter as well. This should be very obvious, right? We use this type function to identify what is the data type. If this shows us an output of list or variable, we just say it is a list or whatever it is. So let's say if I want to identify whether this is a list or not, so what I'll do is I'll simply use print output. So what exactly I need to print? I need to print the data type of list 4. So data type of list 4, how do I identify? I'll use type function parenthesis, and inside parenthesis what I'll do, I'll pass this list name list 4, and if the output is list, then I'll say okay, list 4 is list 4 name is nothing but it's just a list, right? Same way, if I try to, if someone asks me whether friends is a list or not, so I'll simply pass this value here, friends, and I'll check whether what if it is a list or not. Run the command, scroll down. Yes, it is, obviously it's a list, right? So Python itself tells us that it is list. And determine the length of a particular list. Okay, so what is the length of this particular list? Let's say let's try to identify what is the length of this particular list called as list 3. So for that, what I need to do, I'll use again print function, and inside this print function I'll use a special function called as len that represents length, and parenthesis, and inside parenthesis I'll pass the list name. What is a list name? Let's say I want to identify the number of items or length of a list called as list 3. So save this code and run the command and see it is 6. Why? Because 1 2 3 4 5 6. And what if I try to get the length of this particular list? What is this list exactly? This is list 4, I guess. This my fourth list. Okay, so let's try to get that length of that particular list. Print len parenthesis and then my fourth list. Save and run. Scroll down, it's 12. You can check it out for yourself, right? So this way we can identify the length of a particular list. And now, last but not least, can we create a list using the function or list method? Yes, obviously we can create. How? Let's say list Rakesh. Let's say this is a dummy new list that I'm creating by using a method called as list constructor function or list. List in the sense I need to add a value here. What is the value that I need to add? Whatever. Let's say I need to create a new copy of friends. Right? Save it and run this program. It will simply create a new list called as my list Rakesh. And in case if you don't want to pass a complete list name, so what you can do is you can do like this. You can simply use this parenthesis again, or what you can do is you can use square brackets. Okay, square brackets, and pass the values. Let's say Rakesh, Ritesh, Rajesh, right? So this is a new list that I'm creating by using this method called as list. Save this command and run this program, And now if you see, print my list Rakesh, save it, and if you run this program now, you will see we have successfully created a new list called as Rakesh, Ritesh and Rajesh by using values. Either you can use this values, or you can simply create a copy by using the old list that you already have access to, right? So these are the ways we can work or manipulate list, and it is extremely useful video. Please bookmark this video, it's extremely useful video, and I want you to practice this video again and again and again, right? So yeah, and if you have any questions, what you need to do is simply ask me in Q&A. And just for example, if you did not understand what did I do here, what you need to say, hey Rakesh, can you please explain what exactly is the logic behind this line number 97, or line number 102, line number 103. So then I will be clearly understanding which exact line you are referring to, and so that I can explain in a better way, right? So I can address your queries, right? So thank you very much for watching. Have a great day. We'll see you in the next video with one more concept in Python programming, right? Thank you. Have a great day.